Hi guys, it's Presley, I guess that's my name. Welcome to div.com 2055.
Michiel, ciao Patrick. Oh man.
I would like to know could be what kind of girl that you get down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that should make a move on.
This is my third video on this channel, and yeah, this is a brief introduction to me and as a person. Oh yeah, this is my setup. This is basically what I use or what I do. Yeah, this is me. If you guys wanna know on the projects I'm working on and stuff like that, drop that in the comment section. I haven't been working on much. Welcome to the. I'm gonna say this as my official welcome to this channel. I'm not sure or not I'm gonna make something big of this channel, maybe after. So basically this is a brief introduction on to me as a person and to what I'm gonna be uploading and everything like that. So my name's Presley and I am a software developer, something of that sort, and I'm currently in grade 12 this is my final year in high school. I started learning how to code in grade somewhere in between grade 9. I'm not sure what year is that. I attended a boot camp, learned HTML, CSS and JavaScript. The basics was I didn't like JavaScript. So I learned HTML and CSS. Yeah, those are easy. I can build a website in seconds, because that's easy. Then I moved on to JavaScript, which I actually need to know, not HTML and CSS. I mean, you do, but for web development. But yeah, so from JavaScript, I didn't like learning it. So from JavaScript, I piloted, or should I say, I kind of like pushed it aside, and then in grade 10 I learned C#. Then I learned C#. But before, you know what, I feel like I'm jumping steps here. Let me do it in order. So in grade 9 I joined a boot camp where I learned JavaScript, HTML and CSS. If you guys want to know the background story of the bootcamp, you can drop it in the comment section. I don't know. I don't even know if people are gonna view this. This channel was made for the learners I teach, because I teach learners how to program. I teach them the basics of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So if they are the ones viewing this video, you don't have to watch it if you want. But if you want to learn more about me and how I got into this tech stuff, then you can, and like the video, or share it with a friend that also wants to get into tech, that's in high school or something like that. So where should I start? In grade 9 I attended a boot camp, like I said. The boot camp is called Babes Got Bites. So I was lucky enough that they accepted me there. I learned my HTML, my CSS, and my JavaScript. Well, not JavaScript as such, because I didn't like the language. I really hated JavaScript. I don't know why I hated JavaScript. It's not really a bad language compared to some languages I've worked with. Like, for example, C, I don't know why, but I, for some reason, thought C was way better than JavaScript. If you guys don't know what C is, it's basically a low level language. It's as close as you can get to communicating in zeros and ones. Not as close, because assembly is as close as you can get, but it is a low level language. I learned HTML, CSS, and then I didn't want to learn JavaScript. I put it aside. So I finished at the boot camp somewhere in March. I want to say somewhere in March, May. Yeah, between May. I think it was at May. That's when I finished my course at the boot camp, and then from there I joined into another course called Harvard CS50. I mean, if you guys have seen the video before this, I was like, I think I made it 11 months ago, where I was bragging about how I completed the Harvard CS50 course, thinking that it is worth a lot. I mean, the knowledge you learn, there's a lot. But hey, it was one. Honestly speaking, Harvard CS50 for me was as close as I have gotten so far to a university-based like curriculum-like thing, you know. So yeah, when I finished at my boot camp, I joined Harvard CS50. Then I swear, Harvard CS50 was unlike any other course that you won't find, and it's free. It's a free course if you guys want to take it. I can make a video on how I did the homework and everything, and the places you must join in, so that if you have questions you can ask, if you want to communicate, if you want to make new friends. I made like 3 or 4 friends on the Discord of the Harvard CS50, because you find people there on the Discord. After joining that course, I swear the homework was the worst. I think the homework was when I woke up. Like, I don't want to lie, Babe Scout Bites is good. It was a good course. I learned my basics. But Harvard CS50, that's when they like, anyone can take it. You could be in high school and take it. It's free to the public. But it's like, it gives you a wake-up call, you know. It shows you that, hey, you really sure, you know, because it taught me that programming, you know, I took the Harvard CS50 computer science course. It showed me that, you know, that being a software developer or / engineer, software developer, as I say I am, I think I am. I don't know, man. We'll see when you get there. We move. So like, it taught me a lot about the basics. Like, it taught me a lot of theory, like that, coding and stuff. No, coding is a tool. Never mistaken that. Just because you know how to code does not mean you can be a software developer. That is one thing that I took. It's not a software. Just because you know how to code does not mean you can be a software engineer. Yes, it took me a while to realize that, for those facts, because I'm ignorant. Sometimes I did ignorant. But I am a learner and I love learning. I honestly love learning. And it took me a while. The reason why I say that is because what I would tend to do is, I thought that once you learn how to code, now you can get you a nice job, that you can get a nice salary, now you can do big things. No, I was wrong. Once you learn, for example, the Harvard CS50 computer science course, once you take that, you actually learn in depth. You go in depth with how it's used in real life projects. I mean, you can also take Coursera. They have good courses there. But my favorite one was Harvard CS50's course. So I learned that you can take that coding is a tool. It's a tool. It's like, for example, if you have a car, if you're a mechanic, right? You have a box of tools, right? And you fix cars. And coding is basically that box of tools. And the car would be maybe the company you're working on. So maybe, let's just say, like, in the company there could be about 5 million people. This is a huge example, by the way. It's not a huge example, but this is an example. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. But in a company you could have maybe 500,000, let's say 500,000 people, right? Working on this enormous car. And your job is maybe to fix the tires. You're the tire guy, right? And you get paid to be the tire guy. So never mistake this. Coding is the tools. It's the tools you use to fix the tires. You know, to fix the tires, to change the tires, to make sure the tires are good. It's the tools, and the tools keep on changing over time. You know, so it's always good and keen to keep up to date with the new trends. Even if you don't know how to code yet, or if you want to learn how to code, the best thing you can do is just watch a couple of videos on how to code. Or what you could do is, if you don't want to code yet, you could keep up to date with what's new in tech, what's going on, what framework, and all that extra stuff. So just know that, you know, coding is a box of tools. And since coding is a box of tools, you should treat it as a box of tools. It's not, just because you know how to code does not mean now you this big guy that can basically do anything. I mean, you can do anything with coding. I mean, you can build lots of stuff. So it's to show you what I mean by it's a tool. Just because you know how to code does not mean you know the instructions of where and how you should fix the tire. Because you could know how to code, but if you do not know how to communicate with your colleagues that are working around the same area, maybe the one is working on the bumper of this enormous car, you have to know how to communicate, especially if you're new to the job. I haven't worked yet, by the way. I'm unemployed because I'm in high school. So coding, like I said, is a tool. So you need to know how to ask questions. You need to, as a software developer or engineer, you need to know how to ask questions. You need to know how to be a creative thinker. Problems. For example, like I said with the enormous car, right? Maybe like you have the toolbox now. Okay, so now you're like this big guy that can code and stuff, that you can create apps and websites and stuff and think that you're big. I mean, you are gonna be, but yeah. Then you have maybe now you work for a company. They could give you a job that has nothing to do with coding. Like, for example, they could tell you, okay, we want you to work, maybe we want you to just design how the tire, what's next, how the tire should look like, without using coding, and rely only on your thinking skills on, okay, this is what is that, okay, now I have to collect data, I have to do surveys with people, that kind of thing. I'm not saying that that's really what software engineers or developers do, because I myself am not one. I'm not a working one yet, so I don't know. But what I do know is that it's not just about the coding skills. You need to know how to communicate, you need to know how to think smart, and basically the major skill is you need to know how to use the tools you know how to use. Like, use the tools you know how to use to fix the problem that is given to you. For example, if the tire needs to be changed, you need to know, okay, that's the correct tool that I must use. You can't just bring out the whole toolbox and try to fix, with all, because that's what coding generally is. It's basically you trying to fix a problem, or you trying to make something new, or you trying to do something, And I went on a huge rant about coding. I did Harvard CS50, which was the computer science course. I learned a lot about the theory-based thing about programming. I learned how to use programming languages. Like I said, coding is a tool. I learned how to use programming languages to solve real world problems, or the problems I have solved during the course. And one thing that was hard about this course was the homework. I swear the homework was terrible, because it took me almost the whole year taking that course. And mind you, the homework is only 7 weeks. They give you 7 weeks worth of homework, literally. I think 7 weeks before. I think that's like a month or 2 months of homework, right? And then they give you the course. But the homework, it takes time for you to understand. Maybe the first problem set they give you, the first set of homework they give you is easy. That's like doing that or creating that based on what they taught you, right? But then as you go on to the second or the third, that's when you realize, oh no, this is a lot. Because the homework, and that's the thing about the homework. It showed that if you're a critical thinker, basically, if you know how to solve the problem. Because as for me, like I said, when I started this course, I started with confidence, because I was like, I know how to code. So I was using the facts that I know at the time, that I know how to code, right? And thought that maybe I could do this. No, apparently I was wrong, because I knew how to code, but I didn't know how to solve a problem. You see the differences? Knowing how to code and solving a problem is two completely different things. Because I can, for example, be someone that with the car thing that I use, if I don't know how to solve a problem, like if a toolbox is handed, like as I said, if I know each and every tools in my toolbox and I'm given a problem and I do not know how to solve, like for example with the tire in the huge car, if I don't know, okay, this toolbox must go there, but I know all my tools, like out of my head I know all my tools, then I'm practically useless, because I don't know how to solve a problem. Now that's the thing I wanted to clarify. You must know the differences. So I think that's, I did a lot. So things I learned with CS50, I learned C#, Python, JavaScript, because I learned JavaScript. excuse me, what else did I learn? I learned a lot actually. I learned SQL. Oh, am I forgetting? I learned Flask. Okay, so that's a framework. Flask is a framework. Also with frameworks, but I'll get to that. I'm focusing on the programming languages. Yeah, I learned C, C Sharp, as I mentioned, Python. Honestly, there was a lot more skills that I learned. I just can't remember them now. I can't remember them now because I have to do my homework. There's a lot of things I have to do because I'm in grade 12. So apart from the CS50, I took when I was done, I was so proud of myself, honestly, that I got my CS50 computer science certificate. It was not easy to get. I mean, the homework was very hard because I was a beginner, you know. That's where I learned how to solve a problem. Honestly speaking, when it came to the CS50 course, that's where I honestly learned, like, really, that tools are just tools that can be used to solve a problem. You know, I'm not gonna say that there's not a lot. I'm good. I am good, but there's still a lot more I need to improve on, which I have been doing and which I am doing. Apart from that, I can say that the best thing you need to do now, you can learn how to code. Once you learn how to code, learn how to solve a problem with the coding skills you know. From there, then I'm telling you, you can only go up higher. If you know how to solve a problem and you know how to code, then you're going higher. Then you're going higher in life. I took another CS50 course with SQL. I got my SQL course done, and then I got, obviously, my SQL certificate. And the timestamps I'm using is weird. My bad for all of this. I'm using my phone to record this, and my storage is almost full. And I still have to edit this and stuff. I'm gonna try it and see. I'm gonna upload this and see how it goes. And from there, I'll decide whether or not to continue with this or not. We'll see. My SQL course, I finished it around the end, around in the middle to the end of grade 11. So yeah, it's not that I haven't been doing nothing. There's a lot of background projects I've been working on, like, and this, I'm only explaining the things that I have, the courses I've done to learn my skills, but I never really clarified. So I've joined hackathons, I've been in projects, I've been lucky enough to be in kind of startups. So I want to say startups, but I won't say startups, I'm going to say big projects. I've been invited to big projects. I've worked with a couple of students that are in We Think Code and hackathons. I've gone to 2 hackathons. My first hackathon, I think we came like third. Yeah, we came third place. And then my second hackathon, which was last year, we came in second. So it's very nice, you know, going out there, meeting new people. I've gone to events. I've done a lot actually. But I'm only talking about how I got to the level that I am. My C Sharp certificate. I got that. My C Sharp certificate, I got it when I was in my Babe Scar Bites bootcamp, because it was easier. The C Sharp certificate, it's not easy, but it's easier. Because basically you go to free code camp, and then like you choose the one that you want to study, and you basically there's instructions of what you must do, and then you just submit your projects. There's no videos or anything. It's basically just like documentation, and then they give you documentation, and then they tell you to solve the problem. So it was very easy. But CS50, on the other hand, was visual and documentation. So it was a lecturer lecturing you, like telling you, okay, this is that, which was lovely, by the way. And then now they don't give you documentation on how to solve the problem. With the free code camp certificate I got, they gave us, at least they gave me, when I was doing, they gave me like if you go there, they'll give you, not go there physically, but if you go to the website and do the course, they'll give you like not prerequisite, but basically it's like instructions on how to solve the thing, so it's easier that way. But with CS50, they did not tell you anything how to solve it. And in order for you to solve it, you had to go to you had to rewatch the video, find key points in what the lecturer David Malin explains. Like if he tells you this is that, you needed to pay attention to every single thing he was telling us, telling you. Because if you missed one thing, that one little thing you missed could be that one little thing you needed for the homework. So it was not easy. You needed to actually like pinpoint, okay, this is that. And they taught me, one thing I learned is how to use documentation. I don't want to lie, documentation from like maybe, for example, the Python has its own document, the library documentation and stuff like that. So you can go to the Python page and then search for the documentation of what you're looking for. But you see, I learned that is something I learned by myself without using the course, because what the course did was, what they needed to use your problem solving skills to solve the problem. So I think I've gone far beyond with this. So yeah, I guess let me end it off like this. The reason why I decided to take the bootcamp and learn by myself, unfortunately for me, I didn't do in high school. My subject choices do not allow me. I'm gonna say they limit me and do not allow me to go to university. Excuse me, I know I can apply, but my subjects alone were the root cause on why I decided to learn everything early. Because I do CAT, life science, consumer studies, what else? Maths lit. So you see, subjects like those and the rest other subjects, I think there's 3 more subjects I didn't list. You see, those subjects alone are so, I'm not gonna say they're bad subjects, they're not bad subjects, but especially for me, if you want to get into tech, those kind of subjects, doing those kind of subjects in high school is very bad. And if you guys want to know why I didn't transfer schools and stuff, that's a whole nother story. If you want, I can go into detail on what happened for me not to transfer schools, on like how I ended up doing these subjects. All I'm gonna say is that I can leave on with this, that I'm fortunate enough to have learned everything early and to have made the connections and to have learned the skills that I know now early. Because even though I have a setback of not having the proper school subjects in order to, like, I haven't done pure maths, so I don't know what's in pure maths and stuff like that. And I need pure maths, pure maths, at least that pure maths of physics, So that alone it's a whole nother different topic and a whole nother different issue. All I'm gonna say is that, like I said, I'm very, very fortunate enough to have had early experience, because I know for a fact that someone who has those subjects, who has pure maths and physics, might get into university and stuff, right? But they're gonna struggle. Not everyone, but majority of people struggle along the line with understanding the skills that I just listed, like how to use the coding skills to solve a real problem. Because in university, what I've heard is that they only give you the theory, and then everything else you have to figure out. Not all, I'm not sure, I don't know. This is my personal opinion. You don't have to take this literally. So yeah, I'm very, very fortunate. I mean, you can put someone currently in high school, that is doing way more better subjects than me, like pure maths and physics and all that. And then you can have me, who is doing maths lit and all these subjects. But the key difference between us is that I know how to code. Like, the person themselves, if the person knows how to code, then they're ahead of me. But if they don't, then I have the advantage, because now if I were to get accepted into university, then I have the skills that they still need to learn. I have the skills early on, like how to solve a problem, critical thinking, all those things I have now, and I'm still building on top of them. Meaning that by the time we both graduate from university, I will have a higher skill rate than the person that still needs to learn those skills, So, and also with connections, I'm not gonna say I have large connections, but I've tried to make good connections, and I've learned a lot about the workforce and how it's like living like after university, about working and stuff. So it is interesting, and I'm still learning, I'm still a learner, and I'll forever be a learner. So if you guys enjoyed the video, before I go, the reason why I made this is so that my learners that I teach how to code, if you get to this far, just know that this video, this video was just for those people that do not know me, that might want to watch my videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. Also, I'm gonna be uploading video for my learners, but also for everyone else. I'm gonna be uploading videos on how to code. I'm gonna do with JavaScript when I find time. I'm gonna try my best to, like, we're gonna do JavaScript tutorials and all that, so that you guys can learn and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please like, share to as much people as you can. You know, if you want someone to also learn how to code early on and stuff like that. So this video was just an introduction of who I am as a person and stuff. Next video is gonna be a video of us doing a tutorial where I show you how. We'll do it. We'll take it step by step. Do like maybe JavaScript videos and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Dev.com, man. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you guys want to connect with me, or if you guys have any questions, you know, put them in the comment section. But if you guys want to ask me any private questions, like how you can build the skills, you know, and stuff like that in high school, if you're in grade 8, look here, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to coding, any grade, grade 7 is a bit of a stretch, but I can tell you this: if you start early on, it's gonna benefit you, not anyone else but you. If you start early on, you'll spare yourself so much time, because I don't want to stretch this. If I hadn't have done this, it would have been way harder for me, honestly. After when I get into university or somewhere like that, it's gonna be way harder for me, because I already am disadvantaged with the subjects that I've learned. But now I'm learning new skills, so I would be very, very, very behind. But if you start off early, and you learn early, you'll save yourself so much time, and time is very precious. So that's all I wanted to say. If you guys have any questions to ask me, I'm gonna put my LinkedIn at the bottom. Thanks for watching. Peace.